Hello everyone, Donnie here, welcoming you to another new DonDonVlog, where I will discuss on the legendary William Shatner at the 2022 Comic-Con in San Diego. Now, this is my opinion piece, so you don't have to agree with my opinions, nor do you have to change your opinion for that matter. So, with that being said, let's get to it. It's been a few months since Star Trek legend William Shatner, famous for portraying Captain James T. Kirk, has sent his tweet to Paul Wesley, who recently portrayed the Jim Kirk of an alternate timeline in the Season 1 finale of Strange New Worlds. At day one of the 2022 San Diego Comic-Con, Shatner and Wesley met face-to-face and were joined by fans in an enterprising selfie. Moments later, Shatner joined Kevin Smith on stage for the Shatner on Shatner panel. Here's an article from The Hollywood Reporter titled, William Shatner Sounds Off on Star Wars' Latest Star Trek Shows During Lively Comic-Con Appearance. The actor claimed Trek creator Gene Roddenberry would, quote-unquote, be turning in his grave at some of this stuff. William Shatner closed out the first night of San Diego Comic-Con in style, with plenty of cursing and a look back at his storied career. In an hour-long chat with MC Kevin Smith, the 91-year-old actor talked about aging, space travel, both real and fictional, and his place in the pop culture consciousness. Shatner's age was a running joke throughout the panel, with the actor quipping that he could die at any moment during the panel. None of us really want that, sir, but that would be stinking incredible at Comic-Con, Smith joked back. People would be like, he died like the legend he was. Throughout the Shatner on Shatner panel presented by the fandom-focused company Legion M, the icon fluctuated between, as he put in, serious and fun topics. He took time to address the importance and power of fandom to his career, and specifically to Star Trek, which 50 years ago introduced the world to James T. Kirk, his most enduring character. When asked to address the fans of that other major sci-fi franchise, Shatner quipped, forget Star Wars, but not Mark Hamill. We love Mark Hamill, Smith agreed. When asked by a fan if there were any new Star Trek series he thought rivaled his own, Shatner replied, none of them. I got to know creator Gene Roddenberry in 3 years fairly well, said Shatner. He'd be turning in his grave at some of this stuff. At another point, he gave a fan a hard time for wearing a mask, because the actor could not hear the man's question. Mask wearing is strictly enforced this year at Comic-Con, the first since the coronavirus shuttered the convention for 3 years. Not only did I not understand what he's talking about, but I don't understand Not only did I not understand what he's talking about, but I don't understand who he's talking to, said Shatner, after several attempts at asking the fan to take it off. Shatner also took time to talk about his real trip into outer space. He stressed how important it was to soak in every minute. I went and I vowed that every moment that I spent in space would be not playing around in weightlessness, but looking out the window and trying to get an impression, said Shatner of his trip last year in Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin. However, Shatner said our own planet is where we're truly meant to be. When one fan asked him which planet he'd like to visit, Shatner simply said, this is the only stinking planet we've got. Toward the end of the panel, Legion M showed off an emotional clip from its upcoming Shatner documentary, in which the actor told a story about finding his beloved pet dog dead when he was only 10 years old. He described how this experience opened his mind to the fragility of life, changing his perspective and teaching him to treasure fleeting moments with nature, family, and the planet Earth. The panel ended with a fulfillment of a promise from Shatner. At the very beginning, Shatner said he and Smith would engage in a quote-unquote curse-off. You're a double dumbbutt, said Shatner. Well, double dumbbutt on you, Smith returned, a reference to lines in Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home. What kind of a snotty statement is that? Shatner quipped back. Now you just sound like my mother, said Smith. I feel sorry for your mother, Shatner said, ending the panel in a mic drop moment. Wow. Of course, my message to the legendary William Shatner is pretty simple. how about a nice warm cup of when in Rome? In other words, that's totally fine. If you're watching this, Bill, lots of love and respect to you. To me, you'll always be known as Captain James T. Kirk in Star Trek The Original Series, among my top 2 overall Star Trek shows. My number 1, the Emmy-winning Next Generation. Sure, Strange New Worlds is my number 1 modern Star Trek show, with Prodigy and Lower Decks as my number 2 and number 3 respectively, but I still don't mind canon violations, nor do I mind criticism, especially when it comes to the current era of Star Trek. Anyway, that'll do for my DonDonVlog. Thank you very much indeed for watching. If you love what you see, all you gotta do is click the subscribe button and hit that bell. Till next we meet, have a great weekend, and may you and yours live long and prosper. This is Doy saying,